Has one of your cleaning techs or supervisors said the wrong thing to a customer? Maybe, they don't give me enough time. Or, they don't give me decent equipment to work with. Or how about, that's not in the specs. Or, that's not my job. By purchasing Consultants in Cleaning's interactive DVD, Customer Relations Training for Supervisors and Cleaning Techs, with Dick Ollek as your leader, your staff will learn what to and what not to say to your customers. So go to www.consultantsinCleaning.com, click on the DVD icon, and order this valuable learning tool today. It may just save an account. And by the way, while you're there, check out the other learning opportunities that are available for you and your staff. We'll both be glad you did. Welcome to Tripodcast, episode 344. It's Monday, February 17th, and today Dick wants to talk about interviewing. Specifically, how can you interview middle management, supervisors, and operations managers, and get the information you need in the minefield of questions you can't ask? Let's listen in.
You know, from time to time I've written about interviewing and I've talked about interviewing. In fact, I wrote a book about interviewing in this industry. And I've talked about how it's important to make, prospects feel at home and how we should always ask the right questions. That's such a major part of managing our company, and frankly very expensive in terms of dollar and cents, if we don't do it right. Well, recently I read an article in Forbes magazine entitled 14 Revealing Interview Questions. A couple of them really impressed me, and I thought I'd share them with you today. And I've credited the authors where appropriate. Here's question number one. If you ever got hired, loved everything about this job, and are paid the salary you ask for, what kind of offer from another company would you consider? Ela Pozine, founder of Ciplex, said that. A great question, isn't it, for middle managers or top managers or salespeople? If you got hired, loved everything about this job, and are paid the salary you were asked, what kind of offer from another company would you consider? Does this tell you a little bit about their stability or lack of it? Or are they here for only the money, or are they here for satisfaction? You see, you really can find out with this question if the person is strictly motivated by money, or working at another place they love. In other words, can they be bought? I guess that's the quickest way to say it, or best way to say it. I must admit I never asked this question in an interview before. Have you? It's a good question, I think. Here's question number two that Tony Knopp, co-founder and CEO of Spotlight Ticket Management, said. Tell me about a time when things didn't go the way you wanted, like a promotion you wanted and didn't get, or a project that didn't turn out the way you had hoped. This one I have asked before, and I got all kinds of answers. My thinking was that we needed a cohesive team and not someone pouting or placing blame. Mr. Knopp puts it this way. Answers tend to fall into three categories. 1, blame. 2, self-deprecation. 3, opportunity for growth. He goes on to explain that his company requires focused employees, willing to wear many hats, and sometimes go above and beyond the job description, so he wants team players with the right attitude and the approach. If the candidate points fingers, blames, goes negative on former employers, communicates with a sense of entitlement, he or she won't do well with our company. Now, think about this. In our business, isn't it almost a regular occurrence that our managers are asked to do something that maybe isn't in the job description? That's why we put at the end of the job description, other duties as assigned. It's not in their job, but they're called on every night, aren't they? Every day to do something that isn't necessarily in their job description. Are they a team player? Or are they going to point blame when things don't go right? After all, isn't our job one of satisfying our customers, not defending our job description? That's why I've always had that other duties and assigned, because I want customer satisfaction. Another one I really liked was authored by Deborah Sweeney, owner and CEO of My Corporation. Not My Corporation, the name of her corporation was My Corporation. She says, tell me about a project or accomplishment that you consider to be the most significant in your career. Now that one tends to open a door to a number of follow-up questions like, what was your promotion, what was your position rather when you accomplished this? Or who else was involved with you on this accomplishment? They tend to provide answers to their work habits, their ability to work smoothly with people. If they can't think of anything, you probably don't have a candidate you want to work with. And I've asked a question not quite like that, but somewhat like that in my interview. Tell me what your most successful thing in your life. And I always am amazed at how many people can't tell me. No question, it's extremely important to interview or to draw the candidate into a conversation. And that's what I always wanted to make sure, is that I had a conversation interview and not a question and answer so much, not a drill sergeant type. Because I thought that if you ask the right questions, not ones that you can't ask, but you can ask some pretty definite questions that will get you the answers that you can't ask questions for. So I just wanted to point these out to you. These I thought were some excellent questions on interviewing, particularly middle managers, salespeople, operations people, even area people. These are some great questions that will give you some real insight into whether these people will fit into your organization or not. I want to thank you so much for watching us today.
You've been listening to a Tripodcast, short video and audio presentation about important topics in our industry. If you're a current subscriber to the Tripodcast, thank you. We appreciate it. If you're not yet a subscriber, please check it out. It's free and it's easy. Come to www.tripodcast.com, enter your email address on the right-hand column, and click subscribe. We'll send you out a new Tripodcast every Monday morning.